Hey beauties, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Winnie, and in today's video we are going to be learning how to make this bubu dress. You can make it into a long one or a short one like what I'm having on. So if this is what you are interested in, definitely watch till the end, and without too much talking, let's get to the honey of the video. Let's go. I love you. Hey beauty, welcome to my channel. This is the Ankara fabric that I used in making that dress, and it's about 2 yards length, so it's just 2 yards. So I'm going to be folding it into two, selvage to selvage. That means the English mouth area, that is where I'm going to be folding it. All right, I'm just going to be folding it into two like so, and then I'm going to fold it again into four, because we are going to be cutting the front and the back together at once. All right, this is a cut together bubu with sleeve and everything. We are going to be cutting everything together. So once I was done folding and aligning everything properly, make sure that there is no fold at any side. Align everything properly, take your time, and then once that is done, it's time to create our measurements. So I'm going to be using the O width that I have here. It's about 17 inches and it's okay for me. Then the next thing I'll do is to take my shoulder slope of 2 inches, and then I'm going to connect it with a slant to the edge, just like that. So once that is done, from that 2-inch mark, I'm going to take my sleeve opening. This is a bubu dress, so your sleeve has to be very free. All right, so I'm going to be using 10 inches. Then I'll add extra 1 inch to that for seam allowance. So once that is done, from that point I'm going to go inside by 3 inches. All right, don't mind my chalk is really small. So after I'm going inside by 3 inches, I'm just going to measure. Okay, I'm going to cut out the shoulder slope now, and then I'm going to measure what I have left. I have about 14 inches left, so I'm going to mark that 14 inches all the way down. All right, if you are new to my channel, you're welcome to the channel of beautiful people. On here we do everything DIY on garment making, sewing tutorials, everything that you need to know about sewing and stitching and sometimes beading. So if you love to partner with us by learning, kindly subscribe, like my videos, share your thoughts and comments in the comment section down below, because I love to hear from you. Thank you, and God bless as you do. So what I'm doing now is to mark out the full length of the bubu dress plus 2 inches allowance. So after that, I'm going to cut out the excess. I'm adding 2 inches allowance because I'm going to be adding a lining to this, because I want it to stand very well on my body. So once that is done, at this point I'm just going to create a slight curve, and then I am going to go ahead and cut it all the way. So once I was done cutting, the next thing is to work on the neckline. So I'm using a neck width of 3 inches and a neck depth of 1 inch. This is for the back neckline, so I'm cutting the back neckline first. So once I'm done cutting the back neckline, I'm going to separate the back from the front, and afterwards I'm going to work on the front neckline. All right, so I've taken out the back and this is the front. So the front neck depth is going to be 3 inches depth. All right, so and then I'm going to cut that out also. So once we are done doing this, we are basically done. So the next thing is to cut out the facing for the front. So I'm using this navy blue fabric because this color is on my fabric and I love it. So I'm going to be using it to cut out the facing, the one that is going to be at the front of the bubu. So I'm placing it like so. So I'm going to trace it out by cutting out the neckline first, and then I'm also going to cut out the shoulder. I'm just going to be tracing it out like that. Then once I was done, I took away my main fabric, and the length of this facing, I want it to stop at my waist area. So I'll measure from the shoulder to my half length measurement, which is 16 inches. So after doing that, I'm going to use my ruler to just connect a V shape like this. Mind you, you can use any shape of your choice. You can use a square, you can even do any kind of design that you want, but for the sake of this tutorial I'm just going to be using the V shape, and the shoulder at this point is about 6 inches, which is still okay for me. So once I was done, the next thing I'm going to do is to cut it out. So after cutting it out like so, this is what you should have, and by the time you open the front neckline and then place your facing on it, this is how it's going to be looking like. All right, so what we are going to do is that we are going to sew in the facing before sewing the lining. So this is how it's going to be looking. So now the next thing I'm going to do is to cut out the lining really quick. All right, so I'm just going to fold my lining into two and just place my fabric on top of it and cut out my lining. All right, if you have any questions, you can drop it in the comment section down below, or if you enjoyed this video and it was helpful to you, let me also know in the comment section. I really love to hear from you. This encourages me and makes me know that I'm talking to real life people here and it always makes me know that you enjoy what I'm doing and you like the tutorial. And if there is any other tutorial that you want me to work on, kindly drop it in the comment section and I'll do my best to film a tutorial for you. Thank you. Don't forget to like this video, share with your family and friends and your enemies, share with everybody that you know. All right, thank you and God bless. So now we are done cutting the lining. So I've already turned the lining for the back. All right, so I'm going to be using the front to illustrate how I did that. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is to take out the lining for the front, and then at the down part I'm going to be deducting 1.5 inches at the down part. This is because the lining is supposed to be shorter than the main fabric so that it can have a neat finish at the down part. So once I'm done removing the 1.5 inches, the next thing I'm going to do is to take my front piece and then I'm going to be placing my facing on it. So it's time to sew on the facing to the front piece. So after placing my facing on it, I'm going to stitch the neckline. So I'm going to be holding this down with pins so that it doesn't shift when I'm working with it. You can do the same when you are doing yours. It makes your work really neat. All right, so after holding it down with pins, the next thing I'm going to do is that I am going to sew the neckline and also sew the sides of this V area. All right, I'm going to sew the neckline first. Then at this side I'm just going to fold it in like this and stitch all the way around. So I'm done doing that now, and this is what it is looking like at this point. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is to attach my lining. So what you are going to be doing is that you are going to start the lining from the down part. So you place it on top of each other, right side facing right side, and then you are going to stitch with about 1/2 inch like so. So after stitching with 1/2 inch, you know it's going to be shorter, so you are going to just pull it up and sew the neck. So I've gone ahead to stitch the down part with 1/2 inch. So this is what is looking like at this point. So the next thing I'm going to do is to pull it up like so to meet with the neckline. All right, so that it can align with the neckline, and then I'm going to stitch the neckline area, and I'm also going to stitch the sides. All right, so by the time you are done, it's going to give it a neat finish at the down part. So I'm going to place notches on the neckline so that everything can lay down flat and clean. And then once I was done placing my notch, I'm going to turn everything to the right side. So now I'm turning everything to the right side, and this is what it's looking like at this point. It is very nice, and beautiful. So what I'm going to be doing now is to place the back on the front, right side facing, and then I am going to stitch the shoulder. Make sure that when you are stitching the shoulder, you use one lining to cover everything up. All right, just cover it up like this, turn it all around like this, and cover everything up so that everything can be neat and clean. So when I was done, this was how it looks. See how neat it is. You see that you cannot see my seam. That is how it should be. All right, so now at the back, I went ahead to place a slit at the back of about 6 inches, because I realized that my neck is not going to, my head is not going to enter through the the through the neckline hole that we created. So I decided to create that slit so that it can enter easily. Now let me quickly show you how to finish your sleeve side neatly, just as you've seen in the other part that I showed just now. So you are going to take a strip. This was from the side that we cut earlier, and it's about 3 inches wide. So you are going to place it on top of each other, right side facing right side, like so, and then you are going to stitch it down with 1/2 inch. So once you are done stitching, you're just going to flip it over, and then you are going to cut off the excess. All right, so you are going to cut off the excess at the sides, if there is any, when you are doing yours. Then you are going to flip it over like this, making sure that you fold it on top of the, the first seam that we created, and it's going to give you a clean finish, just like this. See how beautiful it looks. So once that is done, you are just going to flip it over and sew the sides with about 1/2 inch or 1 inch, or any allowance that you added. So I've gone ahead to do that on one side, so I'm going to be sewing it on the other side now. I'm just going to stitch 1/2 inch, and at the down part I'm going to leave a slit of about 6 to 7 inches depending on you. So I gave it a good press, and this was the finished look. This is it on me. So it was looking really beautiful, and I really loved it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, give it a like. Until I see you in my next one, I love you and I care. Bye.